All right. So, like I mentioned to you earlier on, this is the Metropolitan Office, and we're about to take up the practical. So how do you take up the practical? From the question, they said we should click the Metropolitan Bank, which we have done. Then we should click on FTP web server. This is FTP web server. Can you all see the screen clearly? This is the network closet where you have the FTP server. That is the network room. So we click on the network FTP server. Once you click on it, it will show you a diagram, okay, which is what you're looking at right now. So on that diagram, they said, click the service tab and then click FTP. Where is the service tab? This is the service tab. So you click on the service tab, all right? Then click on FTP. Look at where the FTP is. Now, when you click on the FTP, there's still an instruction there that says, turn on the FTP service using the radial button at the top. This is the FTP. Turn it on, click on it, okay? So when you click on it, they now said, the next one says, what is the next thing we need to do? Step 2, allow users to access to the FTP server. How do you do that? A, create user account names of Bob, Mary, and Mike, each with the password of Cisco 123. Then also make sure each user account should have full permission. What is RWDNL? Look at it here. What does it mean? This is R, which is read. When you mark it, you give them permission. That is W, okay? That is D. That is N, which is rename. Then that is list. That is how they came about this RWDNL. They say you should give all of them permission. So once you click on all, that means you give all permission. If you don't, if they say they should not give them permission, you remove the one that said they should not give them permission. Now, create Bob. I want to create Bob. The password is what? Cisco 123. Remember? Then you add. So I just add Bob to one of the file server now. I'm going to add Mike. Okay, I'm supposed to add Mary. Mary is the second person. I'm adding Mary. So I'm adding Mary now. So Mary's password too is Cisco 123. Cisco 123. All right. Okay. Cisco 123. Then I'm adding Mary now. Now remember to mark your read, your write, your name, your end, your delete, and your list, which is what I said is what? Is the RWDNL. Okay? That's what it represents. So I'm adding Mary. I've added Mary. So let me add the last guy, who is Mike. So I'm adding Mike into, so Mike, the password for Mike is the same password, Cisco 123. Then remember to mark this. Mark this. It's very important when you are creating a FTP server, you must give permission to the people. If you are the security person and you come into a place and they say you should create a permission, you need to create the permission this way. So these few people can have access to the server unless they won't be able to log in. All right. So that is it. I've just created Bob. So after that, what else is this next step? They said the next step is now configure the web server. That means you have configured this one already. All right. So you can close it. Then the next one is activate the HTTP service. Activate the HTTP. So when they say you should go back to the FTP server again, it's still the same bank you're working on. Go back to the FTP server. Okay. Now I'm back to the FTP server. I've clicked service. Now, after I click service, they say I should click HTTP. All right. So I've clicked HTTP. They now said C, turn on both the HTTP and the HTTPS services using the radial button. Now, this is the HTTP. I'll turn it on. HTTPS, I will turn it on. All right? That's what they say I should do. After I've done that one, they now said, move to step 2. Okay? I need to verify. So what is the verification? Now, they've turned me to on. I'm on what they say I should on. So I just have to close it. All right. Then I will move to the next one. The next one says, now we want to verify the HTTP service. What you put on, you want to verify it. How do you verify? Click the PC named Sally. Now you are clicking on Sally's computer. Sally's computer is on. Now, they now said, click the desktop tab. This is the desktop tab. Let me reduce this one. All right. This is the desktop tab. This is the desktop tab. Okay. Now, when you click on the desktop tab, click the web browser. Which one is the web browser here? This is IP configuration, dial-up, terminal, command prompt, web browser. Okay. I've clicked on the web browser. It has opened the web browser for me. And now the question says, within the web browser, they say, sorry, B, click the web browser. This is the web browser, okay? They say I should browse to website www.cisco.com, www.cisco.com, okay? All right, I should click on it, go. What happened? Nothing happened when I clicked on it. Then I say I should come back to within the web browser again, browse to the IP, this one. I should go back here and type 10.44.1.254. Now, go. What happened? The website opened. Now, the question is, they now ask you a question, why would a user be able to browse to an AP, I'm sorry, to an IP address, but not a FQDN? FQDN is a domain name. Why is it that I can't move to the domain? So why is it like that? Now, that's the question. So you will answer this question, okay? You answer the question. But it's just a question that you need to take note. Now, configure the DNS. Now, the reason why it's like that is because the domain name service has not been activated. The domain name service has not been activated. Now we are going to activate the domain name service. That is the next part 3 of your topic. All right, so let's go back. So you close. They said within the Metro Bank, click email. Now I'm through with that. Now I want to proceed to domain name server. Okay, click the DNS server. I'm in the office now. This is the Metro Bank. All right. Now I want to click on email and DNS. Look at it here. This is the email and DNS. I just clicked on the email and DNS. So what is next that I need to do? What's the next thing I need to do after doing that? They said, click the service tab and then click DNS. So I'm clicking the service tab and I'm clicking DNS. All right. After that, they say turn on the DNS service using the radial button at the top. I'm going to turn on the DNS service using the, so what am I doing now? They said create the A record, email.cisco.com with IP address 10.4.4.1. Click add. Now, see what I'm doing. I've on it already. I'm going to create the A record. What is the name? the email says email.cisco.com. That means email, all right, dot cisco.com. All right. Then the IP address says 10.44.1. Dot one again, then .253. All right. So that's what they said I should create. Then I should add it. So when I add it, you see what happened? It has come down. What else did they say I should create again? They say I should create another A record with www.cisco.com. All right. Then with an IP address 10.44.1.254. Okay. Then I should do what? I should add it. Now, after doing that, I've done that already. Okay. So they said the step 3, verify the DNS service. So I need to verify what I've done. So all I need to do is to close this. Then let me verify what I've done. How do I verify? Click the PC named Sally, then click the desktop tab. So I'm going back to click Sally again. Okay, I'm going back to click Sally. Sorry. I'm double clicking, that's why it's bringing that in. Let me click Sally once. So I click on desktop now. So they said after I click that Sally, I should do what? And click the desktop tab. Okay, let me, I want to see how. Desktop tab, desktop, where's desktop? So after clicking, I said, click the PC named Sally and click the desktop tab. All right. So we look for so we click on the desktop tab. All right. Now I've clicked on the desktop tab. So what else are we clicking after the desktop tab? Then I'll say click the web browser. You click the web browser. Okay. So after clicking the web browser, what else do I do? Then I said click the web browser and browse to the website now. Go to www. Now you have created it. Okay. So go to the www.cisco.com. You can see what happened now. It has opened. Now they ask the question, why is the user able to browse to an FQDN? That means you have created a DNS server already. That's why you are able to browse to this place. All right. So then that's the practical of part 3. You are through with part 3. Now you have come to part 4. Part 4 says configure the email server. Activate the email services. A, within the Metropolitan Bank clean email server again. So I'm going back again. I'm clicking it. All right. So when I clicked it, we move to the next. It now says click the email stroke DNS server. This is the email. Click the service tab and then click on email. This is the service tab. Okay. Then click on email. I'll click on email. All right. So after clicking on email, what's the next thing they say? They say click the service tab and click on email. Then turn on both the SMTP and POP3 services using the radial button. Now, where is the SMTP? This is it, on. POP3 service, on. I've on that. Now, they now said, move to step 2. Create email account for users. Create the domain name of cisco.corp. Okay, so domain name is what? Cisco.corp. So I'm creating it now, Cisco.corp. All right, now create user account names of Phil, Sally, Bob, Dav, Mary, Tim, and Mike, each with the password Cisco of Cisco123. Now I'm going to do that now. I'm going to create Phil. Phil is the first person I'm creating. So I'm creating Phil. All right. Then I'm creating the password Cisco123. Cisco123. Then what do I need to do? I add them. So I need to add them. All right. I just created Phil now. So I need to go back again. All right. Then add Sally. So I'm adding Sally. Okay. The password is Cisco123. Cisco1. Please don't make mistake when you are creating. Okay. So I'm creating Bob now. Cisco123. I'm creating who again? Dave. Cisco123. All right. Then I'm creating. Have I added Dave? Okay, let me add Dave. So I'm creating Mary. So Mary. Okay. So I'm creating Tim. That is the practical. And the way you are doing it on the packet tracer is appearing on your academy record. So I'll show you how you need to save Tim and Mike. Okay, so let me create the password for Tim. Okay, Cisco123. Then the last one is Mike. Okay, Cisco123. All right, now after I'm through with that, I'm moving to step 3. Step 3 now says configure user email client. Okay, click the PC named Sally and click the desktop tab. So I'll go back to make it easy. Click the PC named what? Sally. I'm clicking Sally now. I'm always double clicking. What's wrong with me? I'm clicking. Okay, so I've clicked click the PC name Sally and click the desktop tab. This is the desktop tab. I clicked Sally, I clicked desktop. What is the next? Click email and enter the following information. Where is email? Okay, look at email down here. That's the email tab. Okay, and enter the information. The first person says name Sally. Okay, now put the email address sally@cisco.com. Okay, now they ask incoming and outgoing email service should be email.cisco.com. Incoming email.cisco.com. Outgoing the same thing, email.cisco.com. All right, then what is their login details? All right, their login details is username is Sally, while their password is Cisco123. Cisco123. 1, 2, 3. It won't show you, but that's what you should type. All right. Now, what is the next? C. Repeat step 3B on the PC named Bob, but replace the name Sally with Bob as needed. That means after I've created this one, I'll click save. All right. After I clicked this one, I'm clicking save. All right. Now I'm still going back because they say I should do the same thing. They say repeat step 3B on the PC named Bob, but replace the name Sally with Bob. Okay. So now I'm going back. Where is Bob's computer? Did you see Bob's computer? This one is Sally. Now I'm going to Bob's computer. Okay. Desktop, email, the same thing I did. All right. That's what they said. I'm not just pressing it. It's what they said. They said, please repeat step 3B on the PC named Bob. So I've gone to click the PC of Bob. I want to configure Bob's own, but replace that name with that. Replace the name Sally with Bob as needed. Meaning all the things I did here, that is Sally, make it Bob. All right. So I'll go back again. I'm putting Bob. Email address is bob@cisco.com. All right. Incoming is email.cisco.com. All right. Outgoing, the same thing, email.cisco.com. Username, remember, is going to be Bob because it's Bob PC. The password is Cisco123. Okay. So why does the email service require both SMT and public to be activated? Now I've saved it now. It's gone. All right. So the next one is what? So they are asking you, why does the email service require both SMTP and POP to be activated? It's because you want him, to be able to use email services. All right. So we move to part 5. All right. Part 5 says, configure the NTP server. Activate the NTP service. How? Within the Metropolitan Bank headquarters, click the NTP-AA server. Now, where is this server they're talking about? I'm inside the office now. I can see office 2, I can see bedroom, I can see where the network is. Oh, okay, I've seen it. NTP-AA server, that is the server. So I'm clicking on it. So I've clicked on the server. So let me move to the next steps. So what am I trying to explain to you? When you have a lab, all you need is follow the instruction of the lab. That is the lab. So there's nothing I'm doing here that is special. It's the instruction they gave me, I'm following. And that is how you do all your labs. So even if you don't want to wait for your group, you can go on the district, follow the lab, follow the instruction of what they've said you should do, and do it. And you will achieve your activity. That's all. So this is secure the NTP service. So enable the NTP authentication feature using the radio button. Okay, so what is the step? How do you enable it? Enable the NTP using the what? The radio NTP. Sorry, let's go. Before we do that, we need to activate it first. So click service tab. Okay, when you click service tab and then click NTP. So this is service tab, this is NTP. I believe everyone is seeing the screen. Now that you have clicked NTP, it said turn on the NTP service using the radio button. I want to turn it on. Okay, I just turned on the NTP service through that's the C. Then step 2, I'm moving to step 2 now. What is the step 2? Enable the NTP authentication feature using the radio button. So it's disabled already. So I want to enable it, to authenticate it. So when I clicked, it activated the calendar. Now I'm moving to the next. They say configure key 1 with a password of Cisco 123. So key 1, all right, Cisco password, Cisco 123. All right, that is it. That is just what they want you to do. Then you close, you move to the next one. The next one say configure AAA network configuration. All right, they say configure what? Configure the AAA network. So how do we do that? So let's look at the next question they ask us here. Activate the AAA service within the Metropolis Bank. You still go back to this, okay, and click on service. I believe every one of you are with me. Now, when you click on service, they said turn on the AA, go to service tab. This is service tab. When you click on your service tab, click on AAA. Where's the AAA here? Look at AAA here by the right. I've clicked on AAA. They now said configure the client name headquarters underscore router with the client IP D10 104411 with a secret of Cisco 123. Now, client name. Remember, they say you should turn it on. All right. So don't forget, you have to turn it on. Now, after turning it on, AAA service, I've turned it on. Okay. Then, after turning it on, I will now configure. That's the step 2. Configure the client HQ. So the client name is what? HQ. HQ. Remember, capital letter is what they used. Router. Okay. You can see the way they wrote, exactly the way they wrote it. With the client IP address. IP address is 10.44.1.1. Okay, with a secret of Cisco 123. Cisco 123. Okay. Then what else? Save the client. Then you had it. All right. That is it. Then B, configure the AA user account of admin. So I'm with the password of this. So I'm doing for admin as well. Okay. Configure the AA user account. All right. The AA user account is admin. So I'm using admin. Okay. That's the user. Then the password is Cisco 123. Cisco 123. Then I do what? I had to save the user information. Okay, that is it. All right, so then let me check the results. Okay, they say I should go back. The activity is incomplete. All right, so I need to save. Close. Okay, so after I do that, I can check my result later. So let me go back. So after the question, then I'll come down. They'll ask me to save. So I'm on 71. So what's the next? I'm moving to the next. Completion 71 over, it says 71 over what? Over 91. Okay, I'm moving on next, it's not going. Okay, so that means there's another practical, which is not here. Okay, so this is this particular practical, so I can't check result next until I'm through with the practical. So there's another practical where we need to do, because this is 71 all over 94. Until it's when it's 99, when it's 94, then you can click, you can move to next. So the new one is not here yet. So that is how to do the packet tracer. Then I have to save what I've done. Okay. File. I have to save it. It's saving my work now. Okay. That is how you complete your practical. So by the time we have the next practical, I believe they are bringing us back to this place to take the next practical. So from that next practical, it will cover the remaining 94. Then you can check your activity. But your presently now, my activity has been saved easily. So if you have any question, please ask. You can see that they are live now. Can you see? Can you see? I don't know if you can see the green light moving. You can see Sally moving. Before now, all these things was not on. But immediately I set up the DNS, everything start came up. You can see it, they are live now. All right, so this is how to do it. All right. If you have any question, please ask before we proceed. Any question? All right. So if there's no question, that is how to do the lab. I expect everybody to go ahead and do their lab. Thank you for coming today. God bless.